Okay, I'm back in command. Let's see if I can... Oh man, I'm exhausted. Did you guys see all the interacting going on with the cat ball? Could you see that in that far corner over there? It seemed to happen when whoever Rick was came in, and I didn't get a good vibe from him at all. Very strong smell of varnish or wood stain or something like that. Very, 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 very strong. Like somebody was staining something right there on the desk. My chest is really tight now. It kind of made me nauseous. That's never happened before, ever. I don't get a good vibe from... That's another thing too. I'm not a psychic by any means. I'll never make that claim. I'm simply a paranormal investigator who uses scientific devices to record and help me discover strange things. And then from there I try and come up with scientific reasons why this stuff happens. And most of the time I'm very good at that. However, there are times that I leave scratching my head. What just happened in there is pretty crazy. I don't really know what to think. It was pretty jolly and jovial up until Rick came, and I knew something was coming because I think you guys may have heard me say something. There was a grumbling in my portal, and when I was getting that earlier, then generally that motion light to my right side would go off, and sure enough it did just shortly after I said that it was about to go off. And then the two cat balls went off, and then they went off again, both of them simultaneously. And that's when I hear Rick come into the room. Can you try that again? That was awesome. Keep trying, you got it. And immediately I was exhausted. I just felt like all the energy being sucked out of me. Again, that's something that you guys have watched me long enough. I don't have those kind of experiences. That was interesting. Very interesting. I don't know what to think about that. I believe there's several entities down there right now. Spirits, if you will. And I don't know what to think about that. There's several entities down there right now. Spirits, if you will. Spirits, if you will. But at any rate, the employees here love the building. They love the campus, and all of us are united in the upkeep and trying to preserve it and whatnot. And I honestly believe that each one of us have a spirit that watches over each one of us as we enter this building, and they're not going to allow any harm to come to any of us. And that's why when I asked for Philip is anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time knows that Philip is my guy. Philip, I find great comfort when I know that he's in the room with me, because I know he's protecting me. And whether you believe that or not, that's up to you. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I'm way too old for that. I've been offered TV shows throughout many years of doing this and have turned them down because I'm not going to play for Hollywood or a producer and manufacture evidence. I'm not that guy. I'm about keeping it real and keeping it as honest as I can and keeping the integrity about the investigation. So I can't tell you what just happened. I don't think I've experienced this exact same thing for a long time. It has happened before. When we had that interaction down in Jasper, Florida, down in Hamilton County, Florida, up in the Panhandle, at that old jailhouse, that was exhausting. That was something that, when it was done, I had no energy left. I'm zapped. I'm telling you what, I'm zapped. Within a matter of 5 minutes, my energy was absorbed. I don't know who this Rick is, and I don't know necessarily that he's evil or that there's an issue with Rick. I just know when he walked in the room, and again, I don't have nothing to prove to anybody. I don't care if you believe me or not. When that name came into that room, I knew he was coming, just by the rattle in the portal, and the sound of the portal was different, and I totally knew that light was going to go off. I'm not a psychic. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination, but I just knew that light was going to go off, and it did. And then both the cat balls went off, both together. They went off, and then when I told him what a feat that was, then he turned around and did it again. And about that time I started feeling very nauseous, and that's when the smells started coming into the room. And he didn't sound threatening. He didn't sound like, I just didn't want him in the room. And I don't want, again, I'm not judging him or it or her, whatever it was, but I couldn't have their energy in that room with me. And that's the first time I've ever done that. I just couldn't handle what was happening to me. In 10 years, this is probably one of the most interesting, physical, exhausting experiences I've ever had in the monastery, ever. And I don't know why. How do you do that? Is it easy? Yeah? Pretty easy for you? Or are you just showing off? I've never seen that happen before. Alright, what I need to do is somebody light up this light. Any one of these lights, light up the cat balls. You like the cat balls, right? Can we do that? Thank you. I knew you could. Rick? Rick, you just have a moment. Rick, are you our visitor? Who are you? You're not me. Rick, who are you? Rick, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. Rick, I don't think you're welcome here. I don't think you're welcome here, and I want you to leave. You have to go. No, I don't like that smell either. It smells like varnish and it's getting very nauseous. Bye-bye. Good. You're leaving? Can you take that smell with you, please? Yes. Rick, is that you? Thank you. I've got to take a break. I've got to take a break. So, yeah. If you're new to my channel, you're into this kind of stuff, why, I'd appreciate it if you followed me. And if you like what I'm doing, then watch what I'm doing. And if you don't care for what I'm doing, then there are a lot of other channels out there, right? You can sure check them out. Crazy night. I am tired. I am tired. Whatever took place there for that brief bit of time with that fellow who seems to be named Rick, zap me. I'm truly exhausted, but it was fun. I enjoyed tonight. It was quite an interesting night. Tonight was crazy, guys. This is one of those nights that viewers wait to see, I think. This was a very, very interesting night. And there was things that happened to me that I can honestly say haven't happened in years, if at all. And the experience I had with the cat balls turning on intelligently, and not just this one on this end of the table, but this one at this end of the table simultaneously, and then for a motion light to go off at the same time right after they went off, was pretty neat. That was pretty neat. That's just something that doesn't happen. So it was an interesting night, you know. I'm really happy. I'm exhausted, but I'm really happy with how the night went overall. So.